So it is such a joy to be here with you
Absolutely.
at the Explorers Festival.
Great to see you again. So, Jennifer, Jebu,
That's my professional name.
tell us a bit about how the NatGeo education experiences, like the Explorer Challenge, has really impacted and informed your teaching.
So becoming part of the National Geographic education family has impacted everything about my teaching. One way is that my students now see exceptional mentorship from explorers. Like you, I mean, my students see explorers as their friends, not just people who are far off doing incredible things. They are someone that they can reach out to, and we often do. We write explorers questions on Twitter, and the most incredible thing is that they're writing us back. So they think of explorers as friends. Another way it's impacted my instruction is that my students have an explorer mindset. My students see themselves as explorers, and they are so empowered. I mean, kindergarten is adorable, but my instruction is not adorable. My instruction is the cornerstone of their whole K through 12 career, and I want them to be challenged, and I want them to form an identity early on that says, I can be a change maker, and I can be a problem solver. Something that personally has affected me, as well as professionally, are relationships that are made. Relationships like ours, but also relationships with other educators. And I say this with a depth as an only child. These people are my National Geographic brothers and sisters. They are challenging me every day online. Even though they're far away, we connect virtually, and then we come together like this event. It feels more like a family reunion. So everything about my teaching practice has been affected. The learning framework, the books that I use, using Explorer magazine, it's just radically changed the way that I teach. And it's empowering my children in school to see the mission of National Geographic education, to learn about the world and be empowered to make a change in it.
That's wonderful.
And lasting impacts, tell us about yours.
Yes, so as you know, lasting impact is really the essence of what we do as educators. So for the Digital Dinosaurs undergrad course that I teach at USF, I try to have that lasting impact by integrating with STEAM, so STEM fields plus art. So the students aren't just regurgitating info on a Scantron, they are creating a creature of their own design, using skills and techniques that they have learned through the labs in the course. So they scan various specimens, use computer modeling and animation. There have been some cool chimeras. There's a Balloonosaurus that I've shown previously. And then they 3D print it out. So they get to keep this creation. And so they are inspired to master these challenging digital techniques through their own creative process by doing. It's like if they build it, they will learn, sort of a deal. And so it's really harnessing that power of creative exploration within the classroom, and I think that that's something that really transcends age groups, whether it's elementary school or college level. Mm-hmm. Now, I should mention the dude in the back in the far right throwing out the bull sign, that's Alex Kirk. He was a student in the very first year of Digital Dinosaurs. He's now the course TA, and he's now my PhD student, and he's using the skills that he developed in the course to study the foot and leg of Archaeopteryx, shown here. So he's looking at how the claw is similar to the killer claw of Velociraptor. Yeah. And so this image was in Victoria Jaggard's article, The Dinosaurs That Didn't Die, in May 2018. And I should mention this isn't a 2D illustration, rather it's a 3D model, or a collection of 3D models. So the fossil slab is a 3D model, the bones, the feathers, each individual barb or branch of each feather is a 3D model. And so the bones, for example, were derived from dozens of X-ray images, composited with tens of thousands of photographs using this process called photogrammetry, which is one of the things that we teach in the course, photogrammetry. And so this 3D reconstruction has really been a decade in the making. But now, each piece of the beast will be used for scientific research, student projects, dissertations, things like that, as well as educational outreach. And so we can now bring this dinosaur back to life with the magic of augmented reality for students around the world. And so I'm very excited to share with you this sneak peek of an augmented reality app that we're developing. This is in collaboration with NatGeo partners. Let's try that one more time. There we go. there's a magazine image. This is the Thermopolis specimen of Archaeopteryx. You can see the bones in the rock there. And these are the X-ray scans.
Oh my gosh. I think kindergarten and college loves this.
So it's about the size of a raven. You can see the long bony tail. It has long fingers with claws on it. And it's interactive, so you can click on it, learn about the different anatomical features. For example, the skull here has a very bird-like pointed snout, but it has teeth in that mouth, like dinosaurs. So if anyone would like to check out this model afterwards, feel free to hit me up. As a side note, I've also brought some apps that students have worked on using augmented reality and artificial intelligence to help crowdsource the fight against mosquito-borne diseases like malaria, Zika, and dengue. Now, we joke that paleontology is kind of a gateway science, and Archaeopteryx is this iconic species. And so it's my hope that this augmented reality Archaeopteryx will help to inspire the next generation of students and scientists, just as the analog Archaeopteryx inspired me when I was a kid. So speaking of the next generation of scientists.
My classroom.
Yes. And when I visited your classroom, the students were very curious as to why Archaeopteryx and birds are considered dinosaurs, but yet other animals like pterosaurs are not. And so this led to this kind of evolutionary storytelling about dinosaurs and its kin. And so here you can see the family tree there, the pterosaur, but it's not a dinosaur, so the other branches over are dinosaurs. So they all share a common ancestor, but pterosaurs are different. They're flying reptiles, not dinosaurs. And so it was that spontaneous evolutionary storytelling that really sparked this idea for us to collaborate on a children's book.
I mean, the students that Ryan interacted with in my class, like, they still talk about you, and the impact that your visit had on them has resonated 2 years later. And when a professional explorer has this precise mission and an educator has the skills to communicate that to young learners, I think that together our storytelling can be really powerful. And we're not the only example of that. There are countless educators and explorer teams out there that are perpetuating a mission to ensure that impressionable students comprehend the intricacies of this world, but that they're also empowered to take part in that. And I think that's what I hope that our book, The Early Birds, does, that it really shows young learners how change develops over time, and that even though it's a complex topic, they can understand it, and that we respect their intelligence enough to grapple with those hard conversations.
Absolutely. I think it's also important to recognize that this path really started right here on this stage, Explorers Festival 2017.
Yeah, so because you were here as an emerging explorer, and because I signed up for the Explorer Challenge, which is an incredible project for educators to get their classrooms involved in the Explorers mission, you had a surprise visit, which is why all my kids passed out in the video. That's genuine. Totally didn't train them for that. They didn't know he was coming. And I think that because we're so grateful to the Explorers Festival team and to the National Geographic Education team, who have not only mentored us, but have mentored so many of you, would you join us in giving them a round of applause?
Thank you so much. Both Megan Modafferi and Carolyn Barnwell for putting that together, and Alex and everyone for having us. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.